Hello, sports fans. Hello, YouTube. FlipLife67 here. Now, I'm just my thoughts on the NBA Finals so far. Today would be Game 4 of the NBA Finals, and so far, what I've seen so far, it's hard to say because this Golden State dynasty, depending on what you feel, I guess, personally, if you're a Golden State fan or not, or if you're a fan of Toronto Raptors, one or two. But for me personally, I'm just amazed because me personally, I honestly thought that the Golden State Warriors could beat Toronto without Kevin Durant. And so far, the only thing is because of all the injuries that Golden State has, it looks like they're really going to need Kevin Durant. But I don't know, I'm a little shocked because on paper, it's weird because if both teams were healthy on paper compared to what we've seen so far, Toronto looks like would have gave Golden State a pretty good series. But since all the injuries of Kevin Durant not playing, Kevin Looney who's now out, Klay Thompson who's banged up, it looks like I don't know, man. Like I said earlier, I believe that the Golden State Warriors could beat Toronto without Kevin Durant. But as of right now, the way it looks like, it's different because watching the game for me personally, I was thinking to myself, one, DeMarcus Cousins looks like he can't guard nobody, and not only DeMarcus Cousins, but Jordan Bell looked like he really can't guard nobody. It's weird that Jordan Bell, they drafted this kid out of Oregon who's supposed to be athletic and thought he could rebound, play some defense. Boy, he looked like he getting posterized in the finals. So Toronto has done a great job up front, and it wasn't just Kawhi Leonard, but also too, Kyle Lowry steps up once in a while. Van Fleet has been playing consistent, and like I said, if Siakam and Gasol keeps playing the way they're playing and showing up, and if Kawhi Leonard has help, looks like Toronto actually has a chance to actually win this series, which is kind of surprising. If Toronto do win this series, I'm actually shocked, but at the same time, I guess there is this asterisk, which is you could say that it is injuries for Golden State. I mean, it could have been a better series than what we've seen because, I don't know. I don't know what type of people like, but me personally, I was just shocked all these. People taking three-pointers is one thing. If they could shoot it, like if you see Steph Curry, Clay taking threes, Lowry shooting threes, if you can shoot a three-pointer is one thing. But when you see a bunch of guys taking threes that has no business taking a three, it just looks ugly. And especially in Game 3, especially for Golden State, it looked ugly. Steph Curry shooting the three was one thing. Maybe Cook shooting the three was one thing for Golden State. But everybody was taking threes for Golden State in that game where, man, obviously Game 3, it looked bad for Golden State. Besides Steph Curry scoring almost 50 points, and it's weird to know, like guys like Max Kellerman said, step up his game. I'm like, dude scored 47 points. Nobody else stepped up. I don't know what else Steph Curry could have done in Game 3, but that's why I wonder. Sometimes I wonder some of these sports analysis. They get paid to do their job, and sometimes I don't know what they're watching. I'm trying to figure out if I'm watching the same thing they're watching or what. It's like guys like Max Kellerman, guys like Rob Parker, especially guys like Rob Parker, or even sometimes Skip Bayless. Some of these analysts is weird. I was gonna go off on Nick Wright, but then Nick Wright at least sounds more reasonable. Sometimes these guys sound reasonable, sometimes these guys sound totally unreal. Especially Rob Parker, the way he trashes on Steph Curry is just mind blowing. How the hell he has a job over there at Fox, or was it Fox Network? It's just mind blowing, or CBS or something like that. I gotta figure it out just to see how some of these guys actually have a job there. It's amazing. Obviously they gotta be good at what they do, but just I question their viewpoints and opinions. I'm starting to think these guys are the biggest trolls of sports, man. Like guys like Rob Parker, freaking. I'm sorry, you got Rob Parker, then see guys like Skip Bayless, and then guys like Nick Wright, and then some of these other guys. And I'm like, what are these guys talking about? Am I not watching the same thing we're watching? Are we not watching the same game or something? Sometimes I wonder. Sometimes their arguments, I wonder. You could have different views and how they say different points of view, but at the same time, sometimes these guys like Max Kellerman, they seem like they're unrealistic. Like, are we watching the same thing in general? But besides that, man, Toronto, if they do go on and win this series, that'd be pretty surprising and shocking. And I don't know what to say, man. Golden State, I don't know, Game 4, if they can get it done in Game 4, tie it 2-2. If not, then Toronto goes up 3-1. This series is probably pretty much over. Kevin Durant, I know, man. Kevin Durant, a healthy Kevin Durant would have been one thing, but to know he's banged up, and it's weird because Kevin Durant himself, who knows when he's going to play. Obviously, he's not playing in Game 4, obviously. Game 5, he might play on Monday for Game 5, but besides that, who knows when Kevin Durant shows up. If Kevin Durant shows up, that would probably would help Golden State, but defensively, though, Golden State looks bad on defense. It's not funny. It's hard to believe that. I don't know what you can say, man, especially to, man, it's crazy. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, man. Will the championship first time be out of the United States? Will Toronto win their first championship, or will Golden State show something hard with their banged up injuries and show that they can play well? Win this series. It'd be crazy to know. Besides that, like, comment, subscribe. We out of here, YouTube, y'all.